It's
Awesome.
working.
I do Zoom meetings all the time, dude.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've gone back and forth probably I don't know, it's just like the third time I guess, but uh I'll switch between both
Hmm.
if somebody can't use it, but I'm really trying to encourage people just use Zoom. Like last 2 weeks ago, one of the guys he said, "Oh, I can't get it to work." I was like, "All right, let me go
Yeah.
download OBS and set it up." And because I
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
this I got a new computer and my son gave it to me. So
Oh,
he had,
nice. Nice.
yeah, he bought a new gaming computer
Hmm.
and gave me his old one, which is like 3 times faster than mine, my original
Oh,
one.
wow. Wow.
So, dude, it's the whole process when I do record a podcast and then I have to transfer or, when I save it into an MP4 and all that,
Hmm.
from the time I stop recording to finish editing used to be about 3 hours
Oh, wow.
for
Holy
my old
crap.
computer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a 2 hour video would take about 3 hours for me to do everything start to finish.
Wow.
So I've been working around that kind of schedule for five
Hmm.
years, with editing and stuff. I'll just okay, I gotta put it into the editing program, wait for this, and so I'll go do other things while I'm doing it. So now this is like instantaneous. So it's from start to finish, it takes 13 minutes.
Wow.
I mean, it's cut it
Yeah,
down that
that's
much because the graphics card, the RAM, so anyway,
the everything, right? Yeah.
everything, SSD, hard drive. But and when I got this one, I didn't put a OBS on it. I was like, I'm just going to use Zoom from now on,
Yeah.
mostly
Yeah. Right.
because of the audio, man. I just cannot figure out like everyone's, mic is different.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
levels are different, and
Yeah.
I just can't. I'm just like, bro, I'm not dealing it.
Yeah.
So,
Right. I'm not
and
an audio expert. I
yeah,
just,
not only that, you know what it does too. When I get into Zoom, it'll tell you if your mic's messing up. Like it'll
oh,
give me
really?
yeah, it'll come up and say, because I had one episode a while ago that uh, my mic, I don't know if the USB thing wasn't plugged in right or what, but it was real crackly,
Hmm.
and it's something I couldn't fix in post, and I didn't know,
Yeah.
and so and then when I got this one and I put on Zoom, whatever, I must have not plugged it in all the way or something.
Yeah.
And it said, "Oh, your mic's not working properly." And I was like, "Oh shit, that's awesome!" So I went in and tested the mic, and I just unplugged it, plugged it back in. Um, anyway, there's a lot of benefits. A lot of
It makes a
benefits.
difference, though, man. It makes a huge difference.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So
I
it's
use
great.
I use Zoom mostly for work meetings and stuff like that, and most of the time my cameras,
Oh right, yeah.
just keep it off, so that way I can do other work in the background and whatnot.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, no, Zoom is I prefer it, But our team and everything
Teams.
we use Discord for
Oh
no, we don't use Teams. The Mobros Airsoft team,
oh.
we use Discord for all of our team meetings. We
Yeah.
used to use Facebook Messenger, right? And we
Uh-huh.
just call each other on Facebook Messenger chat. And once we got over 10 members on the team, you can't do more than 10 people on a messenger call. So we're like,
Oh
crap, I guess we're using Discord now. You
yeah.
can do
Discord.
you do what, up to 99 or something like that.
Yeah.
So like yeah, that's what we use now for all of our team meetings, everything like that, which we had a lot beginning of this year. We did a lot of we were doing some online trainings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like we were we kind of went through like every stage of like starting airsoft, if you will, all the way to like starting with your kit, how to properly set it up, you orient your magazines, that sort of thing, right? Put your radio in a location where it's easily accessible in case you have, a comms issue or something.
Yeah.
That way you're not bugging a battle buddy and being like, yo, hey, my radio's messed up. Can you just turn it off? Like, that's taking two people out of the fight. If you can access it yourself, that's only taking one person out of the fight for a couple seconds. So, you know,
Uh-huh.
we started with small things like that. Then we went over a little bit more complicated things like proper radio communication and things that you and I have talked before on the podcast, right? That are like essential for playing airsoft. And then we went all the way up online to doing squad tactics, and we actually had like charts and stuff where we're like reviewing it. But we did one like every single month in the beginning of January. We did like 4 classes, is what we called them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of brought up the whole team to like a whole different playing level, which is awesome because the guys on the field now, they're utilizing these tactics. They, it's everybody can learn a little something, right? And when you do it in a on-scene environment, there tends to be a lot of distractions, right?
Yep.
And that's what we found straight off the bat. Like everybody started talking about when we did the kit review and stuff, like everybody's very proud about the kit that they have, right? You see it all the time. All the people that you have on the podcast, they will tell you every single item that they have here, right? So if you do it on site, on a field or something, you try to do a training, you're like, all right, we're going to go over today what we're talking about for kit, but we also have everything else. You can spend all day talking about kit. Better to do it online over Discord. So that way, hey, guess what? If it takes us 3 hours to go through everybody's kit, no big deal. It's on Discord. Compared to if we rented out a field or something, we just spend 3 hours looking at each other's fucking kits. Like, oh my God, we paid money for that, So
right. For real. Well, yeah.
No.
The other thing too is when you're together like that, like if you don't have, if it's a larger group and you don't have, if there's a couple people that really, it's not relevant to them. So that's when the distraction starts. It's like,
exactly.
Like in the military, like boot camp, especially, everything is done by the numbers. Everyone, okay, you're going to stand here, get online, do this. Okay, step 1, do this. Everyone pull out your canteen. And so it applies to every single person. So no one's kind of wandering around, because when those other two, when 2 people start wandering around in the group, then it's like they're talking and it's distracting, from the leader, whoever's trying to lead or, teach or whatever. It's just, it turns to, even with our kids, we had 5 kids. When they're, teenagers, and I'm like, okay, we're going to get ready to do this. We're going to work on this project on the house or the yard or whatever. If I don't have, if there's one person I haven't assigned to to do one thing right at that moment, it's like, and they go wandering off and I'm like, hey, come here. I'm not done yet.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the things, like you'll be big presentation or something like that. You'll be going. We did slideshows. We did a lot of slideshows. And if you're halfway through the presentation, somebody will interrupt you if you're doing it, in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Doing it over a Discord meeting or a Zoom meeting, if you will, right? Mute button. Now everybody's muted. Save your questions till the end, all right? And then we'll have an open discussion about it. Let's just get through the material list first, right? Like we went through stuff as simple as like programming your Baofeng radio, which what a Baofeng is. Everybody in Airsoft uses a Baofeng.
And learning how to program it is important.
And nobody in Airsoft knows how to program it. Let me tell you, as a guy who's a captain of a team, I am sick and tired of having guys on my team come up to me and saying, "Hey, Matty, can you just, No, you need to learn how to do it yourself. And that's one of the things we did for our team trainings at the beginning of this year. So now all the guys on our team, they know how to do it. And if they don't know how to do it, they still have all those training slideshows where they can just go through and remind themselves of how to do it, which is,
dude.
So yeah,
streamline the process, bro.
And that's the point we were trying to do this year, 2024. It's our team's 5th year, man. 5th year of being a team all together since we started back in like 2019, and a lot has changed. I'll be honest, a lot has changed with the Low Rose. Back in 2019, we were just like a ragtag group of guys that just had fun going to events and stuff. 2024, every single member of our team paid $150 into a team bank account, so that way we had funds to get cool 2024 shirts.
Nice.
And some really, really nice fancy patch panel patches. And we also had some money in our account to keep our team website up. and also pay for some more of those. You've seen them before, the circle patches and stuff that we have. I think you
Hmm.
have one or
I
two of them.
do.
Yeah,
I still have
but
one up there, and then I just sent one to because I had two.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I had the two different colors, right?
mm,
Two different backgrounds, and so I sent one to Carolina Void. So he was the guy that with OGKG, he lived right by him. He
yeah,
was the
yeah,
16-year-old kid. He's about 17
mhm,
that was going over there. And so the box that I put together that I was getting ready to send to OG,
yeah,
I actually was putting that together the morning of the day that he passed away. So
yeah.
I was putting all these things in there. So I sent it to Carolina Void. So he's got one of your patches now too.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah, dude.
I'll have to send you some more. Remind me before we end that I gotta send you a couple more because we're putting in another order for about a patches and stuff with the team bank account and everything. Which, I mean, those circle patches, they're just fun things to just give out. You know, it's a
Oh, they
great
are.
way to promote the team and just be like, hey, listen, we're out here. Everybody wants a Team Mobros patch. Like, here you go. This is this is our team patch.
Right.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
no, things with the team have been going really well. We since you and I last talked, I think last time we talked, we were at 14 members. Um, we're at about 20 people now, 20, 21 people on the team right now.
That's wild.
It's yeah, it jumped since we
For
last talked.
real.
Yeah.
Didn't we
So
talk I'm guessing
back
by
in like
our
October, I think, right?
oh, was it October? Okay, yeah.
I think it was October.
Uh-huh.
I could be wrong. I haven't checked
It hasn't been
the
a
chat
full
log.
year. It
It
hasn't been
has
a full
not.
year.
It
No.
has not. And our team just jumped. Like
So
people
what
just
happened?
I I think it had to do with a couple of things. So we did the ArcLight game for Grimnir last year, and I'm sure you probably have heard by now. I don't know if you have.
I
ArcLight is
did.
taking or Grimnir has taken a hiatus this
Yep.
year from hosting events and stuff. Um, they canceled.
Life happened.
It does. It does. You know. I
Kids
mean,
and jobs and
I think
yeah.
I think Rabbit right now is out on his honeymoon in Bermuda.
I
I
was gonna say
believe. You
somebody
know.
got
Yeah.
married and somebody had a kid or
Yeah.
something like
So
that. And
yeah. So yeah. Ian Rabbit got married, and Doc, he's had his kid for a while. It's just everybody has life things going on, and you know me, like I've always said this, right? Like there's certain things that come before airsoft, right? Your
for
health,
sure.
your family, your work, and then if you got airsoft, you have time
Yep.
for it, right? You got to put it in there because at the end of the day, while this is a lot of fun,
Yeah.
it's a hobby, right?
Right.
And
And well, speaking about that, the like your priorities and how they are,
yeah,
before you and I spoke the first time, before we
hmm
got on the podcast, even for the very first time, when I was getting ready, I was kind of looking you up and seeing. I didn't know, that I don't know anybody, before they
yeah,
come
yeah,
on.
right.
Typically, I was looking at your personal YouTube. I
Yes,
had
that's
found your
right.
personal YouTube, and I saw the thing that struck me
Yeah.
was the video you made about your grandfather, and
hmm
I watched that whole thing, and I said, okay, this is a guy I can vibe with,
Yeah.
and that was, and then we
Yeah.
started the
It's
podcast. It was, and you've been
it's
on. This is
family,
your
man.
fourth or fifth time now. This is great.
This is the fifth time, dude. We were chatting about it with Balrog on the Discord, right? It's
Uh-huh.
the Stinko de MattyMo, right?
Uh-huh.
But yeah, dude, no, the memorial video, like that's family. Family's got to come first, right? Like you know me, I've been big into the video editing and stuff ever since we first started chatting, and that was just one thing that I knew that I could do for my family. Make that memorial video, make it available for all the members of my family. Um, yeah, dude, family, dude.
Right.
It's got to come before airsoft, this hobby and stuff. Some people
Mhm.
don't really get that, and then after a couple of years, they do, and that's I think why they like die. I don't want to say die out, but maybe like stop playing as much on the field
Mhm.
and things like that. But you got to have a healthy balance, and
Trying to figure out a balance with all of it.
yeah, and that's one of the things our team's trying to do with some of these newer members and stuff that we're recruiting and that are becoming members. We're like, listen, like we don't all just get together on a Monday morning and say, who wants to go play this weekend? We don't do it like that, right? We will have planned out at least 3 months in advance where we're going, where we're playing. Why? Because, well, you got 20 guys on the team. You have a life. You have a life. You have 3 kids. You have a wife and 2 dogs. Like you can't just tell somebody, a week in advance, oh, by the way, you're going airsoft this weekend, give your wife the middle finger and just go. Like, that's how divorce happens. All right. No, we don't do
Yeah,
that.
it's not going to end well, bro.
No, it's not going to end well at all. And then, people get mad at other people. Well, you never show up to games. Well, you only give me 1 week notice. Like, what do you want me to do? So, no, we do it 3 months in advance, and that's another reason why the website became a thing after a couple of years. It was just, hey, I can't keep scrolling through this Facebook Messenger chat looking for when event dates are. Is there a place that I can go to see the event, So now we do it via, we use the website for a lot of stuff. There's a whole section on our website, excuse me, called the members only page. I'm sure you've seen it on our website. You clicked it, it's password protected, because it's for the members. Only the guys that are members of the team can access that side of the page. And that site on the page has things like team updates, recruits that we have for the team, their status and their game completion updates, and a little bit of information about each and every one of them. Information about our team bank account. What are the funds at? What have we been spending money on? Information about events coming up, events that are coming up that you might want to attend. Let's take a vote on it, that sort of stuff. All of that is through our website that our team can utilize. And we have members on our team that sometimes aren't in that Facebook Messenger chat ever. They're just like, yeah, I'll see you guys at an event, but they're active on the website. They'll sign up on a little form on the website, be like, yeah, I want to come to this event. I'll come, and I'm going to, reserve this spot in the hotel room. I'm going to be bringing an LMG. Like, we have whole forms and stuff now. Like, it's so streamlined. Yeah. So that way, the captains of the team, they just get an email with all this information on it, and they're just like, oh, okay, well, I guess Squatch is coming to this game and he's bringing an LMG, and he reserved a queen bed, like, awesome, cool. We know this 3 months in advance, so we can plan for it. We can get the hotel. Great. Like, oh, he already bought his ticket too. He checked off the ticket box. Awesome. He's definitely coming. So that's one of our things that we're doing to, streamline event attendance. I think Blood Diamond, we showed up to Blood Diamond 2 weekends ago with 10 people on our team. Before, we were only doing about 4 to 5 members at every event the past few years. Went with 10 members to Blood Diamond, and I think we went with 12 members to Syndicate back in April. I mean, it's just skyrocketed, streamlined, man.
Yeah, that's it's really important. If you want, and this is a pro tip for other team captains or team leaders, anyone on a cadre or whatever that's on a team, if you want good results like MattyMo here, and the Mo Bros you're getting, and also like the tryhards, they always have a lot of members that go to big events. Organization and leadership, okay, those are big things. So MattyMo's taken, you've taken a lot of time to set this stuff up over the years.
And well, it's not, I can't take all the credit myself.
I know, but you are good at articulating a lot of these things, like you did on the live stream a few weeks ago with, after action thing. Like, you're very good at kind of putting down these points and bullet points of, hey, this is important. This is what we need to talk about. This is what we need to cover. And you're objective about it. It's good.
I try to be, I've always, I don't want to say I've always. Always probably isn't the right word, because when I started with Airsoft, I've been playing for 10 years, or over 10 years now. Holy crap, over 10 years.
Time goes fast, buddy.
I know, right? But I've only been doing this whole team, and I stopped being the team leader actually a couple of years ago. Instead, I folded into the role of a team captain. So now the team is run by multiple people. We have myself as a captain, TU, Joker, Ghost, they're all captains of this team, and they all contribute in their own ways or another. So that way it's not just all on my shoulders anymore. It's spread out, right? So if I'm busy doing something in my life or whatever, and a team member comes up, they're like, hey, crap, I have a question about this. Is it too late for me to get in for this event or something? Like, TU, Joker, Ghost, they can handle those issues. and they can, deal with that sort of thing and help that team member of ours to get where they need to be, right?
Hmm.
Which it's beneficial, because I'm not the sole go-to guy anymore,
Yeah,
and I actually really, really, really appreciate those guys for that and taking up that role and stuff.
absolutely. Shout out
I
to those guys.
No, seriously, I've taken a huge step back from the team leadership I was doing maybe about 2, 3 years ago,
Yeah,
and these guys have just folded in and they've really picked things up. They see the vision of what we have with this team, and they want to keep it going, not only for as long as I'm part of it, but even after I'm a part of this team.
exactly. Well,
And
one of the events you mentioned last time, I think it was last time we talked, maybe two times
yeah,
ago, but you had something was holding you up out of your control from getting to an event before it
yes,
started, and your guys had all this stuff taken care of because, and that's a sign of good leadership too, is to
yes,
have, learn how to delegate and have people in place that know what to do, how to take care of it. Like you don't have to be everyone's everything
exactly.
all the time. Like you can't. It's not good that way, and it
You
doesn't
know,
run smooth.
the biggest thing I think, when it comes to like delegating, right? And it's something that I've learned in not just airsoft, but in my career, right? I do project management, I do estimating and stuff now. Before that, I was a job site supervisor. Before that, I was a foreman. Before that, I was a carpenter. And before that, I was a laborer, right? I
Hmm.
started at the bottom and worked myself up through all those positions. And as I graduated from position to position, you learn how to delegate certain items. And you have to realize that when you're delegating it, listen, you can't give out too much, just enough to be like, okay, hey, he can handle this. He's handled this a couple times. Delegate a little more, delegate a little more, a little more, a little more, until it gets to the point where, we plan to. I myself, I had plans to attend Grimnir's Benghazi event they did last year in August. It was a 10-hour drive for most of the guys on our team. I had a hotel booked and everything. The hotel was booked under my name, and I planned on, carpooling with a couple of the guys down there. And at the last second, I had a work thing come up. I was not able to attend. It just was not going to work out. I knew about it about 4 weeks in advance. I'm like, crap, I got to do this instead. And when I told the other team captains, immediately, team captains stepped up. They're like, don't worry about it. Cancel your hotel. I'm booking another one right now. Hey, don't worry. I can drive the guys down. We can do this. We can do that. And I'm like, yeah, all right. This is how it needs to work. Like this
Yeah.
is, if leadership falls off for some instance, it's nice to know that you have that security blanket that somebody else will pick up the pieces where you're lacking, and that goes double so for even this year. So I have two events coming up at the end of June. Right, it's May 31st right now, almost June 1st. But at the end of June, I have two events that I'm going to be doing, two local events, and then until then, I have family trips, I have family vacations, stuff like that planned, where I'm not going to be able to attend anything until end of September.
Oh wow.
And I've talked with the guys on the team and stuff about it, and they're just like, "Yo, Matty, don't worry about it. We're going to put together a whole event schedule and everything for the guys on the team. We're going to see who can attend this, who can attend that, and like
Yeah,
we
that's
got it."
awesome.
And I'm like, "Awesome! It's awesome. It's a huge weight off my shoulders after like the first 3 years of running the team, and it was all, Matty, what do I do for this? What do I do for that? Hey, what's the it's just amazing. It really is you know a group project at this point. A
Right.
group effort to keep this team going, and the results are showing. The results are showing just based on how we've grown in the past 8 months since you and I've talked.
I
Like
know.
14 guys that are on the team, members and recruits, to now 20 guys that are on the team, members and recruits. Like it's growing, it's jumping, and our goal is just to keep it going. I think the main goal for the Mobros team would be um, to be a team that even after I myself stop playing like entirely, this is a team that keeps going
Right.
for that. We don't want it to be a team that, oh yeah, they were around for about 10 years and then, well, MattyMo stopped playing, so they all stopped. No. We want this to be a team that's around for 30 years, 40 years. Like
Mm-hmm.
long after, I've stopped playing or I'm dead, the guys on this team are still holding those team values to heart, and they're still out there attending events, waving that Mogros flag, yelling "Lita Lita Lee."
That's awesome, man. Yeah, for real. That's a good goal anyway, too.
Well, I think most people that get into airsoft and start teams, they kind of want that, right? They want that
Sure.
recognition of like, hey, we're going to be a big team. We want a lot of people on it, but they're just not sure of the right direction, or they don't have the organization and stuff to do that. I mean, I know of several people on several different teams that have reached out to me personally asking for advice on stuff like that, and I offer it up freely. I'm like, hey, listen, this is what's worked for me. It may or may not work for you, but here it is. Like, this is the way that we do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Well, listen, dude, you look great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. I can
I've
tell you've been
lost
working.
I've been working, dude. 40 pounds.
That
I've
is
lost
awesome.
I've lost 40 pounds. So I guess it's a little dark, but maybe not too dark. Work for me in the month of December, right? It's always filled with like work parties and conferences and luncheons and stuff like that, right? And it's always usually, there's booze flying everywhere, right?
Sure.
And I am not afraid to, say no to a drink, right? Um, and um, I realized after New Year's Eve, right? New Year's Day, I woke up, went downstairs, checked out my bar, and I realized that I had drank 2 handles of whiskey within the entire month of December.
Okay.
And I said to myself, I'm like, that is way too much. And that's at my house. That's not even including all the parties and stuff that I went to.
Right.
I'm like, that is way too much. The other factor for me that told me, hey, I need to start getting in shape, watching what I eat, watching what I drink and stuff, was Christmas. I dressed up as Santa Claus for my nephew, and I did not have to stuff the Santa suit at
Oh,
all.
okay.
So I bought this suit. I'm just like, oh yeah, this will probably fit me. I might have to stuff it with a pillow. I put the thing on. It was a perfect fit. I'm just like, oh, okay, like
Uh-huh.
that's not good. So the combination of those two things, seeing how much I drank throughout the month of December, and then on top of that, seeing that, holy crap, I'm really, really out of shape and I'm getting winded and stuff. I said, that's enough's enough. So I participated in the dry January. I did that.
Nice.
Um, I started a very strict diet. I started calorie counting. I started exercising on a daily basis. I just went for a 2 mile run earlier today.
Awesome.
Um, no, and the month of March, I got myself a 25-pound weighted vest, and I participated in the Mission 22. Was a 40-mile ruck. It's where you
Mm,
ruck 1.5 miles every single day for the month of March.
okay.
And I think it was in honor of veterans and stuff like that. But
Right.
I made sure I stuck to it. There's a trail that's not even like 500 feet from my office.
Oh,
I
nice.
rucked that every single day for 1.5 miles every day. The rain, the snow, sunshine. I rucked
Bro.
1.5 miles. I didn't even
Yeah.
care. I just told myself I had to do it, and that with the diet and the calorie counting. The calorie counting has been amazing. It's been a huge factor of why I've been losing so much weight. I didn't
Yeah.
When I started this whole process back in January, I learned really quickly that at the weight I was, which was 262 pounds,
Mm-hmm.
um, in order to maintain a weight of 262 pounds, every day I needed to consume 3,800 calories.
Whoa.
And that is just me sitting in a chair, doing nothing.
Right.
To maintain the weight, I consume 3,800 calories. Now, they say if you want to see a weight loss of 2 pounds per week, you cut your daily intake by 1,000 calories.
Mm.
So 2,800. But I've tried weight loss diets and stuff like that in the past, and I said, you know what, for me, I need to see change like this. I can't do 2 pounds a week. That's not going to motivate me. I'm not really going to see that.
Yeah.
So for that first week of January, I limited myself to under 1,000 calories a day.
Uh-huh.
I pretty much starved myself,
Yeah.
and at the end of that first week, I had lost 7 pounds, and
Nice.
that motivated me. I could see the difference in the mirror. That motivated me. So I moved forward on my second week. I limited myself to 1,500 calories a
Okay.
day. For the next 2 weeks after that, I'd lost even more weight. I'd lost, I think, maybe another 10 pounds, 12 pounds or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. And finally, that fourth week of January, I told myself, all right, I will allow myself 2,000 calories a day. And I've been at that ever since, 2,000 calories a day.
Okay.
That's the max. Sometimes I'm under it. Um, Now I've gotten to a good spot. I'm 220 pounds now. So, 42 pounds
Dude, that's
down, which is
awesome.
good. And I still cheat every now and then, right?
Sure.
I'm having a drink or two tonight, Friday night,
Yeah.
hanging out with my buddy, right?
Right.
And you know, I'll, I'm not the kind of guy that's like, oh, hey, we ordered pizza. Oh, I can't have any of that. Like, I'll have a slice of pizza, but my biggest thing is log those calories, right?
Yeah.
If I'm eating this now, well, maybe I can't eat as much the next day, right? And I
Uh-huh.
try to balance it in that essence. And it's been working really, really well. I do have a goal though for the end of the year. I want to hit 200 pounds by December 1st.
Nice.
And I think I'm already well on my way to accomplishing that goal. So,
Absolutely.
yeah,
I will definitely follow along with that, man. That's great.
it's hard. It's more of a mental mindset than anything else,
Right.
because all of last year, the year before that, I tried diets and stuff like that. A lot of the guys that know me personally or have met my wife. My wife is a huge workout fanatic. She's in great shape. And they often look, they're like, Matty, how the hell did you get a girl like that? Like she's in great shape, and you're over here like Jeff of the Hut. And I just be like, oh, I love her. She loves me. It is the end of the world. But uh, no, man, it's all a mindset, And
Yeah.
once I saw in the mirror that I was losing that weight, once I lost 7 pounds in 1 week from really limiting myself like that, I just gained that motivation. Every time I was hungry, I got mad at myself. I looked down at my stomach and I just like, eat that. You're hungry, eat that. You see all that right there? You can eat that.
It really
Some people,
does.
some people said to me, they're like, "Oh, that's really unhealthy. You shouldn't do that." But it worked.
Yeah, it
It,
works.
it worked for me. What works for me might not work for you, but
Right.
that's it worked for me,
Yeah.
and I'm still doing it to this day. I'm trying to push myself.
I
I'm
think
hoping
you
that
did it a really healthy way, man. Like you cut it
yeah,
out. You cut out a lot in the beginning. So you kind of shock your body,
I
which is
did.
a good thing to do. It's not terrible. I
Yeah,
know I understand why people say that. It is better long term if we all just stay healthy every day, right? A little bit
yes,
every day, okay?
yeah, yeah,
And then if you have a cheat day or something here and there, whatever, but you're mostly consistent and you don't create
hmm
these bad habits. And that's the thing that happens over time is we create bad habits. Like,
hmm
oh yeah, I can, have Doritos tonight, and then I had them three times, in a week, and then I had
exactly right.
soda, and then I had, so you add on top of these bad habits,
Then
really
I had two.
small,
I had two. I only wanted to have one glass of whiskey, but it turned into two glasses of whiskey.
and six. And
Exactly,
then
exactly.
I mean, I'm gonna have just like three beers. Okay, yeah, whatever.
Yep.
And I drink 12. Okay.
hmm
That's what I was doing. But
But no, like, and that's what it was. Like, I needed to shock my mind, right?
yeah,
I'd done the little bit at a time in years past. I
it is discouraging.
it really is. Like
Hmm.
oh my, holy crap! I've been eating nothing but salads for lunch and dinner for the past 2 weeks, and I've only lost a pound and a half. It's discouraging. It
Yeah,
really is, and it makes you say, "Well, hey, what's the point? I'm not going to lose it. Like I might as well just go back to what
it's
I was
taking
doing."
forever. Yeah.
It takes forever. So I really doubled down, and
Yeah.
that first week was probably the hardest I've ever pushed myself. I mean, I was bare minimum calorie intake, but I was doing a lot of workouts and stuff like that. I signed up for I don't know if you've ever seen it, the V Shred program. You
Yeah.
ever seen ads or stuff for that? So
Oh,
I
dude,
signed,
I love V-Shred stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
I signed up for that. I did a lot of the
Yeah.
at-home workouts and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
was sweating like a whore in church. Oh my god!
Yeah.
but but you know what? At the end of it, like I felt good. I felt great. I said, oh, you know what? Well, maybe I did earn a slice of pizza. Maybe I did earn that. I looked back down at my stomach. I said, no, can't do that.
Not
Get
yet. Not
get
yet.
through the full week, and then don't weigh yourself till the end of the week, and then see how he looks. And I stepped on the scale that following Monday, and I saw 7 pounds
Yeah.
weight loss. I went into the bathroom, took another, bathroom selfie picture in the mirror with my shirt off, compared it to the first week I did, and I definitely saw a difference. My stomach had shrunk.
Yeah.
And just seeing it on the scale and seeing it on the picture, that was enough for me to say, I can keep doing this.
Yeah.
I don't have to stop. I can do it.
Yeah.
It's a
Pictures are
discipline.
great motivation too.
Mhm.
They're, to look back on, and if you had some that were, from before when you were in a,
Oh
good
yeah.
shape before or something like that.
Well, I
I
think
have
I
one.
posted something. I think I posted something on my I can't remember if on my Instagram story or maybe on my Instagram page. I posted something. It was like a before and after.
Yeah.
Back when I was I think it was around 230 pounds. And it was like a before picture of like ArcLight that I did last year. I weighed 258 pounds at ArcLight.
Okay.
Still did the event. I still had a blast there, but I weighed 258 pounds. And it was a picture of me from then. And then I think it was a picture of me like then and now, like 20 pounds down. And you could definitely see the shrinkage
Yeah.
on my stomach. It was insane,
Well,
man.
even, do you mind if I pull up your Instagram?
Yeah, go for it.
So, because even right now, like you're on camera, like you're on screen right now, okay?
Yeah.
And your face now compared to this post you made, this is September of 2023, so not even a full year ago. What was that? And look at the
Oh,
difference,
yeah.
bro.
Oh, yeah. Huge difference.
Whoops. There it is. Yeah, look at that.
Huge, huge difference, right?
It's great, bro.
Now,
Like,
I think back then, like even that picture next to it, that's me on the boat with my wife when we went down to Florida back in, yeah, I think it was September.
yeah,
Yeah, we
September
went down to,
12th, 2023. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, I was at least 250, maybe 253 or something pounds. I mean,
Yeah.
I was just I just went up from there too. I mean, it was, yeah. There I am at
And now you're
Christmas wearing
rucking.
the, yep, there I am rucking. Yeah,
Hmm.
48 miles. Sorry, I said 40. It was a 48-mile ruck for Mission 22.
Yeah,
Yep.
dude.
Every single day I did that, dude.
And
It
look
was
at the
good.
weather this day. You're doing it. You're filming.
Oh yeah, it was cold and it was raining a little bit, and I still went out and did it every single day.
That's great.
My boss called me crazy. He just like, seriously, and it's like 40 degrees outside and it's raining. I said,
They're
I
gonna
have to do it.
they're
I
gonna
have
call
to.
you crazy until they see the results, and they're like, "Holy shit, dude!"
Yeah, and then they saw the results, and guess what? My boss, he's on a whole diet trend right now too.
Nice. My daughter, our youngest, she's doing the same thing. So she came over. We hadn't seen her in probably like 10 days, and then she came
Mhm.
over just the beginning of the week or something for something. They live like 5 minutes from us, her and her
Yep, yep.
husband. And she stopped over for something, and she walked in, and I said, "Holy cow,
Mhm.
you lost a bunch of weight." And she's doing the same thing. Her and her husband they're just doing the basic count your calories, right?
Exactly. It,
And
it
that,
it's
dude, it's
shocking.
so easy. I mean, it's
Like
simple.
it,
It's
it
so
really
simple.
is. It
Uh-huh.
really is. It's shocking how much you can just with this right
Yeah.
here, just
Your
tracking
phone
everything.
has so many things on it. Yeah. And well, not only that, the like you said, you mentioned the shred thing.
Hmm.
Like there's a lot of exercises and calisthenics and like all these
Hmm.
things you can do without joining the gym. If you don't,
Hmm.
sometimes I never got into gyms. I
Yeah,
did
me neither.
for a couple like 3 or 4 years after I got out of the military.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, man, I never really enjoyed going to the gym. I
Yeah.
always worked out better at home. And it is more difficult. You got to set up some things to kind of remind you or get you in that mindset to like, okay, I've got to do this, and
Definitely.
I understand the difference. Like you pay for a gym membership, it kind of forces you to go or makes you want to
Mm-hmm.
go more. And when you get there, you're in that mindset because that's what you're there for. But I never really liked gyms. And even to
Yeah.
this day, I have dumbbells and I do calisthenics,
Yeah.
well, I mean, I used to, I still try to,
Well, that the
but
whole V-Shred program I signed up for,
yeah,
it's
it's all
mostly
calisthenics.
calisthenics. It's,
Mhm.
I got this big ass yoga mat, and they're just like, all right, go down. You're gonna do this workout, lift this way, that way. Bend in all these different ways that I didn't even know I could bend before. But I
Oh, bro.
tried my damnedest to do it, and then at the end of the 20 minutes that the workout took, because it's just a video I'm following, I'm copying what this super fit guy does. At the end of the 20 minutes, I'm drenched in sweat,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, holy crap. I take a look at my smartwatch. I'm like, really? I just burned 900 calories in 20 minutes? What the
That's
hell are you talking? That's
crazy.
insane. That's insane. I'm just like,
Yeah.
how? But it's because I was so overweight, and it
Yeah.
just any sort of movement that I actually did from just sitting around and doing nothing on a day-to-day basis. I mean,
Hmm.
any slight amount of exercise I did just really helped me lose those pounds. The rucking, a lot of people are just like, it's only 25 pounds. That's nothing. Well, I weighed about 245 pounds when I started that
Yeah.
for the month of March. Like by the end of the month of March, I was like 235 pounds. Like it paid off for me. And all I did for that entire month was walk 30 minutes a day. That's
Yeah.
it. Like,
It's dude, that's great, man. I'm so glad you're doing that. It's really inspired me too, because when I saw your post about
yeah,
walking like that, yeah, I'm
it,
doing one. Yeah, I'm doing some stuff.
I find it easier for me to do it, to do my workouts and stuff while I'm at work. So I get an hour for lunch every day.
Gotcha.
Right. And it's not like, I clock out and I have exactly an hour. Like
Right.
my boss is a little lenient, right? He'll
Sure.
tell me, if I'm 10 minutes late to get back to work, he doesn't worry about it, mostly because I usually show up to work like 30 minutes to 45
Early.
minutes early every day.
Yeah.
And
You're dependable.
I usually leave 30 to 45 minutes late every day because I'm just working.
Absolutely.
I'm there, I'm working. So if I take, an hour and a half lunch or whatever to go for a run, come back, put some deodorant on, change my clothes and stuff, he's like, go ahead, do your thing, which
Yeah.
is nice. A lot of people don't have that, but I find it for me, it's easier for me to do it in the middle of the workday
Yeah.
for one reason. When I go home after work, I just want to be home. I
Yeah.
just want to eat. I just want to eat my dinner, relax, watch a show, and then go to bed. Um, Reason number two is I find if I do try to do some sort of workout, or I tell myself, oh, I don't have to work out during my lunch break, I can do it when I get home. I don't ever do it. Like I just get home and I fall back in that same repetition of, oh, time to make dinner, relax on the
Yeah.
couch, do that. Like it just doesn't motivate me as much. The other thing doing it at work is I actually get to pull back a little bit from my work life. My work life can tend to be very stressful, dealing with high digit numbers and stuff like that. So it's good for me to take a break from that in the middle of the day, go out, be in nature, just go for a walk, go for a run or whatever I'm doing, and then come back, level headed, fresh mindset, and dive into the second half of the workday.
Hmm.
I find that actually has been helping my mental state quite a bit.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
That's good, man.
But I've
Yeah,
been
I'm proud of
noticing
you,
the
dude.
changes. The noticing the changes on the airsoft field, though. That's for sure.
I'll
Holy crap!
bet.
Holy crap!
You don't have to waddle anymore, bro.
I'm not waddling anymore, dude. I'm not. I'm turning into a sprinter, man, slowly but
Yeah.
surely. I mean, we I I wish I had it on footage. I think Ghost might have got it on footage. But at Syndicate, when Stardex happened, the first Evo of Syndicate, we were tasked with going like starting over here. The enemy was starting up here, and there was buildings in the middle section here. And we were tasked with, okay, try to get to the middle section, but if you can't get there, if you see that there's enemies pushing up, like just take this section of buildings here. And I put it in my head, and I'm like, no, I got to get to that building. I got to get to that middle section. I just have to. And we did. And I was at the front of the pack with everybody else pushing that charge and just screaming. And I think Ghost posted a video on his Instagram with it.
Okay.
Of me, you could just hear me screaming, "No, next building, keep going, don't stop." And I even a couple of the guys on my team, they're just like, "Matty, you have to slow down." I'm like, no, I can't slow down. Like,
right.
I will say, when I got there, I was very winded, and
I'm sure.
I had to take 5 minutes, but I still got there, and that was really like everything for me. Showed that, everything that I've been working towards this whole time, all the weight loss and everything, and all the workouts and stuff, it's really paying off when I go out and enjoy this hobby that I do,
Exactly. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So you had it's been an eventful couple months. I mean, we had so you had the live stream. I see that you on your Instagram, you posted a video with after that live stream you did.
Yeah.
About was it
Syndicate? Yeah,
event?
Syndicate with Players Wanted. Yeah.
It was you kind of refined some of the stuff and like bullet pointed some of the things in your description, which I thought was really cool, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Syndicate was an event. You know me, I've gone to a lot of events. My team has gone to a lot of events. And this was the first event that our team went to that collectively we said, nah, this is literally an event not worth the money that we paid for, right?
Yeah.
Every member of our team paid $150 to go. We had over 10 guys on the team go. So they made over $1,500 off of our team alone attending.
Right.
For the event total, which I think there was over 500 players, that's $75,000.
Mm-hmm.
And the event AO, what I heard, cost $60,000 to, reserve. But
60?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
But that's a $15,000 profit,
Oof,
but
bro.
you don't get into airsoft events for money, that's for sure. Right. I have I have a lot of friends that are event coordinators. I have a lot of friends that are field owners, right?
Yeah.
And even they will tell you, hey, you don't get into this for the money. You get into this because you're passionate about the sport and stuff.
Oh, for sure. I always wondered what a GTI would cost to rent out. When TCA does it.
I don't know, but maybe I'll ask a couple of people. I have a couple of people that might have some insight knowledge onto what that would cost. I mean, I even know some smaller event coordinators up here in the Northeast that, oh yeah, you can host your event at my facility if you give me $30,000.
Whoa.
Well, that's doable if you have the money up front to pay for it, and then you can make your money back in ticket sales. Like, it's not like you owe me 30 grand when the event happens. No, you're going to pay them in advance. It's a reservation fee,
That's crazy.
I mean, I never thought that when I was just a mere player, I didn't do a lot of cadre stuff like that. I never thought that that's the dollar amount, but that's the dollar amount that a lot of these places are talking about.
Oh my God.
I mean, yeah.
I had no clue. I would have guessed if somebody forced me to guess, like, let's say Syndicate. If I looked at the map and I would say, okay, it's got to be 15, 20,000 to rent.
You think that, and no, they're just like, no, 60K.
Good Lord.
Like stuff like that.
That's crazy, bro. Okay.
At least that's what I was told. I can't confirm that that's what the amount was, but that's what I've been told. But the point for us being, that we paid $150. We understand it's a really cool AO, but we still expect, $150 worth of an event, of an experience,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
For comparison, ArcLight that we just attended last year at Skirmish Paintball with Grimnir Tactical, I believe the tickets for that were going for $155.
Okay.
So only $5 more. We had an amazing weekend experience with Grimnir Tactical. It was, top of the line. People are still raving about it since Grimnir has taken their hiatus.
Yeah.
I mean, people are still raving about Grimnir even after Syndicate. They're just like, Grimnir, please come back.
Yeah, for real.
And so when we went there, we're expecting, maybe not, as great as that experience, but we're at least expecting something, American Milsim level, maybe even an Operation Lion Claws type level event and stuff. And it just did not pan out. It was just utter chaos, not even at the event, but even leading up to it.
Yeah.
And a lot of the leading up to it, I myself was not just quiet about it to the public, I was quiet about it to my own teammates. Because the last thing I wanted was like, crap, we already bought tickets.
Yeah.
There's not a really good chance that we're going to get refunded for it. I'd rather not just tell everybody, hey, all this crap's going on. Like, this is what I'm seeing. The last thing I wanted to do is demoralize
everybody and spread all that negative attitude even before the event.
And then you show up there and everybody's already in a bad mood. Like, that's not something that I wanted to do. And upon explaining this to my teammates after the fact, they're all just like, we're really glad you didn't, because had you done that, we would have been pissed off the entire time we were there.
Yeah, exactly.
Even it would have been even more so worse. But it was after we had experienced the event, and it's not just my account. It was my team account, right? Every member of my team had a different story about Syndicate, but the main theme was, this is not a well put together event. This event did not go how most events should. Staff were ill-informed. Rules changed not only weeks leading up to the event, but the rules changed during the event, during every evolution, even mid-game. 1 second you're pointing your gun out of a window, then you point it in the window. I mean, the breaking the plane thing, I'm sure you heard about it.
I saw that video.
It's just so much of that, like hundreds and hundreds of accounts of it. The referee that I personally saw, wearing a red shirt, younger kid, red shirts are admins. Well, he shouldn't have been an admin. Well, why is he wearing a red shirt?
Yeah.
Why is he out there? And
a lot
why
of
is he
confusion.
taking his paintball mask off in the middle of like a CQB firefight? Like,
that's crazy, bro.
Like it was. I still have it on footage. I haven't posted that footage of the kid, mainly because I don't want to put a little kid on blast.
You don't want to. You don't want to put him on blast.
I don't want to do that. Like, a lot of people have asked me, they're like, you should post that footage. Like, if you have it, you should. I'm like, yes, I do have it. No, I'm not going to post it because I don't want to put the little kid's face. Oh, you can blur his face out. I'm like, well, no, because somebody will eventually learn how to unblur.
They're going to know.
I'm like, yeah, somebody will know. So I'd rather just leave him as anonymous kid. And just, please take my word for it. It did happen.
Well, it's not like it's not like the kid did something malicious.
He didn't. He didn't
bad
do
intentions,
right? He didn't do anything.
So you're not
wrong.
trying to put him on blast, like, okay.
No, exactly. Like he's a kid. I mean, he came to this event with a parent or somebody like that.
Yeah.
He wore a red sweatshirt. He was told that, hey, you can go ahead and explore the AO, go have fun, do whatever you want. But because he was wearing that red sweatshirt, everybody assumed, hey, red shirt is an admin. Yeah. That's what the staff told us. That's what Mark told us.
Sure.
So when I'm sitting there dead, I see a kid in a red sweatshirt walk by. I say, hey, listen, we were just thrown into this building. I don't even know where my respawn is. Do you know? Oh, I don't know. All right. Well, that's all right, kid. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'll ask somebody else. He goes, yeah, it's like my first time ever playing Airsoft. And I'm like, okay, well, you're going to put that down right now. And I'm going to teach you a lesson. Don't you ever take that up. Yeah, I just keep fogging. And I'm like, fogging is better than you losing your eye.
Exactly.
That's all you need to know. Oh, no one told me that. I'm like, well, Jesus.
Oh Lord. Oh yeah. Okay. Well,
But I
you
mean,
guys
that was
got through that, and then it's did you guys go to another event since, or have you been to one since
we
then?
did. We
Oh,
did. So
okay.
we got through Syndicate, and then I did the whole AAR thing, and the AAR got a lot of backlash.
I was going to ask you that. When I
Yeah.
just saw this tonight, when I was looking at the other post you did, uh, I was going to ask you how did, yeah, what kind of
Well,
responses,
I
comments?
say it got backlash. It got backlash from players wanted
Okay.
the event coordinator, right? Um,
Oh, when he did his live the next night or something?
when he did his live, and I actually uh, I didn't tune in for that full thing that night. I was busy. I tuned
Yeah,
in for a small part of it. I rewinded it, and one of the things that I made noted at in our team's AAR that again, our team. This isn't just my opinion. This is our team's opinion
exactly.
that we saw. Mark from Players Wanted was making several sexual innuendo jokes and stuff like that during his briefings. One of them was very inappropriate, had to deal with pleasuring your girlfriend in reference to how fast you're pulling your trigger on your gun.
Hmm.
I won't say any more than that.
Yeah.
Uh, but it in an adult conversation and stuff. Yeah, that could be funny. Hey, I'm not a I'm you know me pretty well. I can take a dick joke. I
Yeah,
can,
you
I can
got
laugh about stuff like
good
that.
sense of
That's
humor,
fine.
right?
But when you are in a professional setting and you are laying down the rules and you are the face of your organization,
Yep.
these are not the sort of things that I think, nor did my teammates think that you should be saying in front of
No,
people.
and most
Let
of us
alone after,
agree with you on
let
that.
alone after you just asked the entire room if there's any minors here and they said yes.
Yeah,
So
like duh.
that like it's like, come on, keep it a safe for work environment. You can joke a little bit here and there, like kids are on the internet nowadays. Yes, they've seen stuff. They
Yeah,
haven't
but it's
heard
not
maybe.
cool. It's really,
Yeah.
it's not, there's no reason for it. And honestly, it's not cool. Okay. Like I'm
So
saying,
I brought
it's
that
not
up.
making you a cool guy to,
Yeah.
say these things like,
So I brought that up in our Instagram live, our
right.
AAR, and they addressed it in their after action report, which I caught it late. I rewound it. I was watching a little bit of it, and they brought that up, the sexual innuendos and stuff like that. And immediately upon bringing it up, one of Mark is the head event coordinator of Players Wanted, one of his guests, who I believe was a cadre for the TAM team, um, after Mark, said, "Hey, I guess it's not cool that we do this. Really sorry. It's really hard or something." And then he makes a joke, goes, "Hard." In the middle of his apology, he makes a penis joke, and I'm just like,
Right.
"Do you learn nothing? Like, what the hell?" So I fast forwarded to the live stream part, and I called him out on it in the comments. And you can go back onto their YouTube video. Anybody watching this, you can go over to Players Wanted YouTube, and you can watch. I called them out on it, and they addressed it. And the guest got very angry with me, saying, "Hey, if you get offended by things on the internet easily, get off the effing internet." End of story.
Right.
You know me, Rock.
They're
Like
taking they're taking it out of context, right?
they're
Exactly.
definitely taking it out
Yeah.
of context. That is not the person that I am. I'm saying you
No.
need to be a safe. You need to be present yourself in a safe for work environment if you want to get yourself taken seriously. And they took offense to it. And then from there, I guess the chat kind of devolved. Other people saw that what I said, agreed with what I said. I I don't know who these people are, but they just went into the comments. They started bringing up the event coordinator's past and some other misdeeds or something, true or not, I don't know. But
Yeah.
it just kind of devolved from there. So it was a huge deal from
Yeah.
what I gathered. And I just kind of said, well, I mean, but all I'll ever do is speak me and my team's opinion and our truth. And our opinion was, hey, if you're an event coordinator, you got to have a safer work attitude, right? It's okay to throw around a joke every now and then, right?
Right.
Even even a 13-year-old kid today who plays nothing but Minecraft,
Sure.
of course they've typed in the words PENIS on their freaking Minecraft signs and stuff. Like, trust me, like we've all been there.
Yeah.
But when
It's funny. I get it. Okay.
but
Yeah.
you can't go to the level that they went to at this
Well,
event.
the thing is, from what I've seen and what I've experienced myself personally
Mm-hmm.
with a small interaction with this guy a couple
Yeah.
years ago, I was right away the interaction him and I had. I was like, okay, this guy is extremely immature,
Yeah.
and I didn't even know he ran events, and so
Oh.
yeah, and then I found out he ran events, and then through a handful of other people over the last probably year and a half. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not asking, or I didn't ask
Yeah. Yeah.
for information or nothing. I'm just
People just
like you and
told
I
you.
are talking, somebody would
Yeah.
say, yeah, this guy, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just same exact thing. The vulgarness, right? There's
Mm-hmm.
just the really like,
There's
dude,
a line,
there
right?
is a line,
There's a
and it,
line, and it's like, listen, you
we
can
had
cross
guys
it
like
or
that
you
in the
cannot
military.
cross it.
You just they don't know. They don't
Yeah.
know like that. It's like I feel like it's done on purpose. Like they're trying too hard to fit
Mm-hmm.
in by
Yeah.
saying these things, and that's just a big sign of immaturity. And so it really lines up with my interaction with this guy. And I mean, I just he's not somebody I would want to hang out with, to be honest,
Yeah.
or
And that's
support him in any way, to be honest.
and that's kind of the it we took that portion of it for what it was on our
Yeah.
team, but when we looked at it as a whole of the event and as the whole of the experience, it was definitely something that was worth mentioning, right?
Oh, it
I mean,
is.
yeah, I mean, combined with the fact that we had what we thought were underage referees at his event,
Yeah.
combined with this vulgar, it just didn't add up to us, right? Um,
Well, not
broke,
only that, but
broke,
this is for me
yeah,
personally, like hosting this podcast, and
yeah,
I have sponsors,
mm-hmm,
and I want to vet. I need information sometimes, and I'm not trying to
yeah,
talk. I don't want somebody to talk shit about somebody else. I'm not trying to look for drama,
of
but I
course,
I want honest reviews, quote unquote, on
mm-hmm,
somebody or a host, event host, or an event, so that I know, hey, maybe they're not the best fit for what I'm doing. I'm not.
exactly,
Yeah, I don't. And it's I this. I trust your opinion. There's a couple of people I've talked with that we'll talk
mm-hmm,
outside of we just talk
yeah,
together, and it's and I get the down low on
mm-hmm,
what is what's going on with somebody, and I need to know stuff like that, because if somebody reaches out, and in fact the one we're talking about now, the both players won, and I was kind of disappointed, and I don't want to bring it up because I like uh this other group and person, but they were kind of I think they sponsored part of this other event that just recently happened, and I
mm-hmm,
was kind of disappointed because yeah, anyway, I just these are good things to know. So there are certain
yeah,
things in the airsoft community, with events or with a person or the team, that do need to be brought up. Those things do need to
yeah,
be brought up. They need to be brought to light in a way like you did on your live
mm-hmm.
stream, which is very professional, very mature. You're not
I
putting a
appreciate
video out
that.
there to create theatrics and drama just for clicks and views. You're not trying to shit
Yeah,
on somebody, but it's
I
great
appreciate that because
information.
I
Yeah.
do want to say there were several people that reached out to me and members of my team asking that we turn that IG live into a let's just shit on them
Oh,
IG live, and I
I saw
told
some of the
people,
comments. Yeah.
guys on my team told people, we're like, that's not what we're doing here.
Yeah.
We are here to literally go over word for word. Hey, this was our experience. This
Hmm.
is what we saw. We hope that they can take this as constructive criticism
Right.
and do better at the next event. Because the last thing we
Hmm.
want to do is, create a whole uproar and just be that person, just like, oh, F this guy, F that guy, F the guy,
Right.
F it. Like, we're not going to come at it with an unsensical approach, right? We
No.
want to come at it with facts. We want to come at it with our true experience
Mm-hmm.
and just lay it all out there. And I know for a fact there are several friends of mine, several friends of our team that also went to this event and they did the same thing and they sent it as a direct message or a private email or something like that to the event coordinator. But if you look back at their Instagram live, they didn't address
No.
those other issues that people, they addressed the one that Mobros put out, that we put out publicly.
Yeah.
They addressed a lot of the issues that we brought up. They said, hey, we will fix this in the future. Whether they do, whether they're not, we'll see by their next event. And players that go to that event, let the rest of us know. Just be upfront and honest.
Yeah.
What giving a after action report or a review, if you will, about these event coordinators, right? It's business, right? Airsofters, you guys are customers.
Right.
End of the day, right? It's a business customer relationship. As somebody who works in the construction industry, I can tell you firsthand, like, it is a business customer relationship throughout. Giving a honest review is the same thing as like giving a review of your favorite food place on Google, right? And if you have a bad experience, I'm not saying, hey, go out there, trash them like crazy. Just be honest about your experience. Articulate it in a manner that is professional. And I promise you, most of these event coordinators, they want to do better by you.
Yeah.
I love these guys. You know that I love these guys. Grimnir Tactical.
Yeah.
One thing that they do at the end of every one of their events, and anybody that has ever attended one of their events or has been lucky to attend one, they'll tell you that they do this. At the end of every single one of their events, they have everybody come around, group discussion, everybody take a knee. We're going to talk about two things. One, I'm taking hands from the crowd. Tell me what you liked about this event. And they select individual people. Awesome. Great. Now, tell me about some of those things that you did not like about the event. Keep in mind, we don't want to hear about, well, these guys didn't call hits and stuff like things that we can actually improve upon. What's an aspect of this game that happened that you did not like? And people will give honest feedback. And as an event coordinator, they take that, mull it over, and try to fix it at the next event. It's respectful. It's a great way to improve upon every event that you do. So a lot of these people say, hey, maybe you shouldn't, crap on an event. Maybe you shouldn't, give an honest report of something that you didn't like. I say do it.
No, you have to.
All it's going to do is help that event coordinator. And I'm not saying like, well, I didn't like the event because, I shot a guy and he didn't call it. The
event coordinator, he's crap, and the event was crap because the other team didn't even call their hits. It has nothing to do with the event coordinator or the host.
It's a nonsensical complaint. But if you have a complaint like, well, I had a problem where every time I tried to score my skirmish band, it just would not scan for me. I tried on a bunch of them, and it just didn't. Maybe that's something you guys can look into. I promise you, they're going to take that review and they're going to say, oh, maybe we should look into that. We should probably make sure that these bands are working correctly.
I wonder did somebody charge that battery that's on that box over there? Shit. I don't think somebody did.
Exactly. Like if it's a reasonable, I don't want to say complaint, but like a reasonable like disagreement that you have or something that you experienced, badly about the event, definitely bring it up. Because if you don't bring it up, right, the problem is that problem, if you don't bring it up, whether it's in a private or a public forum, if you don't say anything, I promise it will be a problem again for another player.
Oh, this is exactly what I was going to say a minute ago is this is where, as I started doing these podcasts and I started learning about from all these different people around the country, around the world, whatever, all these different events. And I'm going, as they're telling me certain issues that they had at an event, and I'm like, okay, well, how long is this is this company been putting on these events for a long time? Like how
Hmm.
I'm curious. And because I'm always looking for how to fix things and, and how to improve and just in my personal life and in work and what,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
these, that's just how my brain works. So I'm going, how does this person end up, or this team that puts these events on, how do they end up this far down the road where they've had all these events and they're still this immature? They're still
Mhm.
this greedy. They're still this whatever. Like, oh, it's because nobody knows. And you're always having this influx of new players. So
Mhm.
they always have enough players to fund their event.
or or
And I'm like,
sometimes
oh
even
shit.
on the field level, on the field levels, like some people don't give the proper reviews that they need to of a certain field, and
Well, some
because
of these
you
event coordinators turn into a field owner, and I'm going, how do these field owners own a field and run it, and they're this immature? Like they're
Yep.
arrogant. They're like, oh, I make $100,000 a year on this thing. I don't need your shit. Like they're very, very arrogant and immature. And I'm going, bro, how do they end up? This is how they end up there because these event
Nobody
coordinator or
says
whatever,
anything.
they turn it. Nobody tells gives a review on it. Like
or
nobody
if they
knows.
or if the people do give a review, they don't give it in a sensical fashion,
Uh huh.
right? And I
True.
really want to stress that like you can, if there's something you dislike about a field or an event or something like that, yeah, you could drop f bombs all day long and talk about how you had such a horrible time. That's great,
Yeah.
but if you don't give it to that person in a constructive feedback form, they're not going to take it seriously, right?
Yeah.
If I sat here right now and I said, "Hey, E-Rock, this is what I don't like about your podcast,"
Yeah.
right? And I bullet pointed it for you. I'm just like, "Hey, listen, A, B, C, maybe try this, maybe try that." Gave constructive feedback, you would take that seriously. But if I
Absolutely.
just told you your podcast is trash, well, you're not going to
Yeah.
listen to me because all I
I
said was
would. I would
like,
go, my question would be, what's trash about it? Like, what
right,
about
just
it is
everything, man.
trash?
It's
Yeah.
all trash. It's all
Everything?
trash. Just
Damn.
everything.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
So like the audio quality, the my voice, what is it?
Yeah, yeah. Like seriously, and then you
My
get into
ugly
a back
face? What
and then you get into a back and forth, and then like
Yeah. So
uh
I gave this review and I do Google reviews all the
yes.
time. So one of the recent ones I did was this place called Tipsy Taco here in South Carolina. It's real
Ooh,
close to our house. We went there. My son and his wife took me and my wife out for my wife's birthday. It's like 2 weeks
yeah.
ago. We went out to lunch over there. And this particular location is kind of new, like in the last couple years. And I think something else was in there. So they're not really fully done, like
Yeah.
fixing up whatever they setting it up and everything like the other one. There's other locations that are set up a little different, that have more like TVs or what sound equipment and that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So this one, so I put in the review like food is great, service is great, because it was,
Hmm.
uh and the people are great there, but the environment, like the atmosphere, I put like 4 stars instead of 5. And then I put a
Yeah.
description on my review, like um the like this has a lot of potential. This place
Hmm.
has a lot of potential to be like really fun, but it was really quiet
Hmm.
and it was really kind of boring, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it could be fun. I said, if you add, they've got a really long bar in there that's set up really cool. It looks awesome. But there's like one TV. Uh, the music they were having issues, I think. I don't know. But even before we had gone there before, the music was real low. I said, add a few more TVs with some sports and stuff. Jack the music up, pump the music up more, and maybe get some lights in this one area where it was real dark or whatever. I don't know, LEDs, like change colors. I don't know, but make it more festive. And
Yeah.
bro, this thing would be a good hangout spot. So the owner
Yeah.
types back like, Eric, thank you so much. This is really helpful. I
Hmm.
appreciate that. We're actually, we're talking about getting more TVs and setting this up, whatever.
Excellent.
So these
Excellent.
are, yeah. And it's anyone that, if you don't know how to give a review,
Hmm.
start going on Google reviews and looking. Like you
Hmm.
can see people's, reviews. Sometimes they're not great. right? You're going to
Yeah.
have, all, you know, like you said, the nonsensical ones. They're like,
Yeah.
this place
Yeah.
sucks. Like, well, what
Yeah.
sucks about it?
Exactly. Exactly. Be sensical about.
And be specific, man.
Exactly. Exactly. The more details that you can give, even if it's a after action report that is a 10-page long essay about every single thing that you
Hmm.
experienced at that event, I promise you, as an event coordinator, they will read it. They will
Yeah.
read every single part of it, and they will take that to heart. And before they go into that next event that they host, they're going to think in the back of their head, they're going to go, well, there are some players that had a problem with this. What can I do to fix that?
Hmm.
Right.
I had
And
this businessman, this business guy I knew. He every time I would talk with him, he'd say, "Hey, man, you know, just in like a normal greeting or whatever, like, hey, how's it going? You know, or how was your day?" I was like, "Oh, it was good." He would immediately say, "What was good about it?" And he would just stare at you. And
wow,
I'm going, because it breaks that mold
it does.
of okay, just you know that reaction response. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Well, what was good about it? And he would make you think. Like these were like he was a mentor of mine, and it really helped. And I started doing that with my kids when they were in school, like when they got to be teenagers and stuff.
What was good
They
about
would come home from school, and I'm like, "How was your day?" "Oh, it was good." "Well, what was good about it?" I'm like, "Oh, Dad,
it?
do you have to, you know, yeah, just think of one thing, you
Yeah.
know,
I love
because, you
that.
know, they hate when we say, what
Yeah.
did you learn today? Nothing, you know.
Yeah.
Well, you learned
Yeah.
something. And if you didn't learn something, I'm about to give you a 20-minute lecture,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they hate that 20-minute lecture. So what did you learn? So
My
it
my
makes,
dad used to do the same thing. I'd come home from school and he goes, "Hey, what'd you learn today?" "I don't know." "I don't know isn't an answer. Give me an answer."
yeah,
You
right.
know.
But yeah, for anyone out there, go on, you know, do some research and really take the time to, if you go to an event, take the time to give some kind of constructive feedback, constructive
Yeah.
criticism, whatever, or good things, you know, the pro tips, or hey, these were good points about this event,
Mhm.
or these were not good, the pros and cons.
No, seriously. I mean, I've gone to plenty of events. I have great things to say about them.
Yeah.
I also have some not so great things to say about them. And if the opportunity presents itself, I will definitely give a review. Most of the time, if I have a really good time in an event, I don't say anything at all. Um, if my team has a really bad time at the event that like we did at Syndicate, like yeah, we're gonna say something about it,
Right.
right? Um, Operation Blood Diamond, which we went to 2 weeks ago,
Yes.
we had an absolute blast at Zulu 24. It
Awesome.
it was amazing. I flew in a helicopter.
Hell
I
yeah.
I flew in a helicopter. I put this big old drum mag on an M4 and I just sprayed down on people. It was so much fun. The squad communication between myself and the rest of my team, it was there, right? The communication between myself as a squad leader and command, so that way we knew where other squads were and what we were doing, it was there. Um, the general camaraderie of our entire faction was there. People were there to fight the good fight and hold that line as long as we could. It was a all around awesome Airsoft event weekend. I mean, we had so much fun. Um, and when we got back to the hotel room Saturday night, all we could talk about was good experiences that we had. You know, it was just all around awesome. Actually, Doc and Rabbit from Grimnir Tactical, they were the CEOs for both factions
Oh,
at
nice.
Operation Blood Diamond. So it
Okay.
was great to run into those guys again and chat with them, see what's been going on in their lives. I
Right.
know, I know. Doc recently just went to Disneyland with his daughter and built lightsabers and stuff. And Rabbit was talking about his upcoming honeymoon vacation in Bermuda, and yeah, they had a great time hanging with those guys. As always, we always have a great time hanging with those dudes. Um, and met a lot of other new players as well. I think it's Phantom 860 Airsoft. They ran into us while we were loading up on helicopters. We were talking to them about the East Coast Alliance and how we
Nice.
all plan to attend to these events and stuff together. Like, how do you
Right.
want to get on this? How do we get on this? We're like, oh, just join just join the Discord, man. It's that simple. So we expect to see them at a couple more events coming up and stuff. But yeah, no, Blood Diamond, hosted by Zulu 24. If nobody's ever attended like a Zulu 24 op before, I think they have Crossroads coming up later this year. I highly recommend you go. Dave, who's the field owner there, he puts a lot of thought and time and money into the productions that he gives at his field. He has skirmishes every weekend, right?
Okay.
Which, you know, it's just a regular airsoft skirmish. You know, you go, you shoot BBs at the other people, you know, end of story. But when he hosts an event, he hosts a high quality event. And I highly recommend go check out his events and stuff. It's a good time. It's
Nice.
really good.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's I've heard a lot of good things about Zulu 24 out there. I watched their podcasts.
Their podcast is awesome.
Yeah, it is.
You and I should get on there together.
I know.
We should do it. You want to fly up? I'll drive you out there.
That's the only drawback, man. I can't. They're like, you have to go out there. Yeah.
No, I'd make the drive with you, bud.
Yeah.
Anytime. If Dave from Zulu is listening right now, me and E-Rock, we want to come on your podcast. We will chat about all things airsoft with you on your podcast. E-Rock, you just.
I reached out to him a while ago and invited him on to mine. Once I found out he was a Marine Corps vet.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, I invited him on. This has got to be almost 2 years ago, I think.
I've had multiple conversations with Dave. He is the most genuine guy, and not just from like a Marine Corps vet status, but like as an airsoft player and as airsoft field owner, he's just outright just a genuine person. You know, he's not going to bullshit you. You know, if he sees something, he'll say something. You know, it just I have so much respect for that guy. Yeah, really, and the quality of him as a person just really shows with the quality of the field that he's created and the community he's created around that field as well. I mean, as far as Northeast Airsoft, Zulu 24 is the #1 field in the Northeast. Yeah, I mean,
it's a big field.
And it's 4.5 hours from me out here where I live in New Hampshire. I have buddies that are out in Bangor, Maine, which is an 8-hour drive from this field. They've gone to this field before, and they still say that this is the #1 field in the Northeast. Like it's the best. Actually, and I don't want to toot his horn too much, but a lot of us up here in the Northeast say that it rivals Ballahack because several of us have gone to both, and we say that we prefer Zulu over Ballahack. Which I don't know. I know they were in the running for what is it? Random guy Kev's what is it? His
voting
thing or whatever.
Yeah,
apparently trifecta doesn't qualify for, which is bullshit.
It's cool, man. It's cool. I did think it was funny though that he changed the rules or the qualifications for so when he used to do, he's been doing that for quite a while.
Yeah, he's been doing it for
a long time. That voting, the whatever contest thing. So the podcast thing, he changed the stipulation for it last year. So it was and I don't know if it's because of my podcast, I don't know, but it was very specific that you had to have, one of the stipulations was you had to have at least one episode a month that was just you, like no guests. And I was like, that's an odd stipulation to have for how does that make a podcast? Like a podcast, like, would you exclude Joe Rogan because he has a guest every time? I don't get it. Like,
I don't get it either. I mean,
I thought it was,
but at the same point, you remember Task Force podcast? They haven't done one in a couple of years. Like they had a very nice podcast.
One of my favorite dudes. Yeah, I love those guys. I had them on a podcast.
You did you had them on. Yeah, I think that you were also on with them at some point. I was on with them a couple times, and I I still reach out to them every now and then. I'm just like, hey, you promised me a Task Force outdoor podcast, and don't want to. Just
Oh
don't want to see.
shit.
They were going to do a whole podcast episode where they were outside in their backyard or something
Yeah.
like that. And I'm just like, yo, I'll be a guest for that. Yeah, fucking sign me up. Task Force Outdoor. Let's go.
Uh-huh.
But no, maybe that's what he meant. Like, because there's two people on the podcast, like, so there's always a back and forth, but one episode you don't have a guest.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of that
Yeah,
behind that
maybe.
reasoning. But I mean, there's so many few airsoft podcasts as is. Like, just,
Yeah.
just let all the airsoft podcasts be whatever they are. Like, come on. Like,
Well, you guys know, I really don't mind. Like
you're not
I'm
in
not
this for the awards and stuff.
no, absolutely.
You're not in for
I
anything.
honestly, and I'm not saying this to sound like, modest or humble or whatever. I truly feel this
Yeah.
way. I honestly don't look at numbers the same way I feel like a lot of other people do, like on their
A lot
socials.
of people other do,
I
yeah.
really don't look at my subs. I used to. I'm not
Mhm.
saying I'm like above all of that. I'm not trying to say that.
Yeah.
I really, my mission and my purpose has really changed over the last couple of years.
Mhm.
And so a lot of things have changed in my personal life and my
Mhm.
belief systems and whatever. So it's changed, and I don't sometimes I feel like maybe I should kind of point out, okay, I just hit whatever how many followers on Instagram, because it would be an opportunity to say thank you to the community. But I don't look at those numbers. I don't look at the views, the follows, if I'm not
You
picked
just
for an
putting it out
award,
there,
it's
man.
okay. I'm really focused on something else, and really to put out 2 podcasts a week, and even before the 2, I was doing 3 a week.
Mhm.
And I'm not bragging. I'm just saying that takes a lot of effort, man.
It
And
does.
it's to be consistent. Like it is. I got to stay focused,
Mhm.
and I got to stay level headed. And I'm not really focused on the number thing. I guess I am overall. I'm focused on how many stories am I getting out there.
Yeah.
So, and it's even amplified even more now because in the last couple of months, because of with OG passing away. I had
Yeah.
him on the podcast like a month before he passed away. Like, this is, man, and by the way, this is a guy that really didn't do social media, that didn't take a
Yeah.
lot of videos, that didn't have a lot of
Yeah.
pictures, okay, for his, to put his story out there. Like, he didn't
Yeah.
have something his story out there for his family to share.
And it meant a lot. It meant a
It meant a
lot to a
lot,
lot of
dude.
people. Yeah, for sure.
So,
For sure.
I'm
I
not
mean,
tooting my own horn about that. That's
well,
just
no,
what happened.
there's two different ways to get into the podcast thing, or even into the whole influencer life, right?
Right.
Especially around airsoft itself, right? I myself, I was in the early years of our airsoft team and stuff like that. I was just more focused on getting our team out there. I wanted to make sure that our team name was out there, and that people would be like, "Oh crap, Mobros Airsoft is a thing. Hey, do you think they maybe come to our field and play a game sometime? Hey, do you think they'd come to this event or something?" Like,
Right.
that was my goal with getting our team name out there, right? And I didn't focus on the views. I didn't focus on any of that. I'm more focused on the quality of the videos that I was
Mm.
putting out. I wanted to make sure that it was up to my par. And even still now, even with even the latest Instagram reel that I just put out, like, that's up to my part. Like, that
Yeah.
I was happy with it, so I released it. If I wasn't happy with it, I wouldn't put anything out. Some people are more focused on, okay, what's going to get me the most views. If I
Sure.
use this song on Instagram, I'll get the most views because this is a trending thing right now. I got to get this feedback out like that. I don't care about that. That's not the sort of thing that you care about either.
Right.
It's more about just getting out content that you're happy with.
Yeah.
And in your aspect, it's getting out these stories of these people that you're
Yeah,
having
the
these
human
conversations
connection.
with and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and the human connection. That's something I can find admirable. It's a great thing. It really, really is. You know, I mean, you have so many people that are, you know, that some of them want to, hey, I need to get my name out, right? Kind of like how me and my team, hey, we need to get our name out there, right?
Yeah.
So many people are saying that. They're just like, oh, what's a great way of being able to do that? Well, hell, I tell people all the time, you want to get your name out there, you got to go talk to E-Rock. Dude, E-Rock, just tell him the MattyMo talent agency something you. Like, seriously, he'll have
I
you
love
on.
that, dude.
All right. Like,
For
he'll have
real.
you on, talk about your team, right? Talk about where you're from, talk about you personally, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're a solid dude. Talk to E-Rock because he'll share your story. And then
Absolutely, man.
on sharing it,
I
it's
appreciate you doing that too, man. You're always, dude, you're always one of the first to on the if I post some on Discord or a question or anything like that. And by the way, I haven't forgot about the merch thing. I really don't push merch too much, but I was trying to kind of look for a new brand, uh,
yeah,
not brand, but I guess logo and kind of
that's
thing.
right. The
Yeah,
logo.
the
I
logo
have
and the tagline kind of thing. So about
what was,
that, the chair
what was
softing
that
one,
tagline? What was the tagline that I came up with? I
it was
try to
chair
pull it up right
chair
now on here.
softing at its finest, I want to say. But
Chair softing at its
the
finest.
only the thing I found, and I forgot to post in there about it, was the um, there is an airsoft podcast that's called Chair Softers podcast or something like that. And so
Ah,
I didn't want it to blend and run into each other. So, but anyway, uh, so we'll have to do something else. But I'm not real big on it. But whenever what I do have some merch. I have some merch on there with the new design and that kind of thing. But I mean, I am still looking for a tagline. I don't know, something that's I don't
now
know.
you got me thinking. Now you got me thinking. I'm gonna have to start thinking. You put me on the spot here, bud.
I know, right? But because the chair softening at its finest, I was really because I responded to that. I was like, I'm liking that one. But
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
yeah.
I'm like, your dad's airsoft podcast, airsofting at its finest. Chat laugh airsoft, the chair softers airsofter podcast. I
Yeah.
mean,
So the dad thing, like there's airsoft dad, there's I don't know, three airsoft dads,
there's
there's so
so
many
many
airsoft dads.
dads. There's
So,
so many dads.
you know,
You gotta do something slightly different than the dad.
yeah,
Ah,
I don't know, man. Something that encompasses my my purpose and mission, what I'm trying to do with
mhm,
getting people's stories out there and the human connection. And I
mhm.
mean, when I had the guys on from SFH, the Still Fucking Here group,
Yeah.
this is I was like, man, what a great tagline, Still Fucking Here. Like after
Seriously,
all
right?
this, and this and that, whatever, like whatever you're going through, whatever you've been through in life, and you're still fucking here, you're still trying, you're still pushing forward,
Hell yeah.
you're not giving up. Like what a
I
motivating.
love that.
I do
I love
too,
that.
man.
I love
And I'm
that.
like, I need something like that. Okay.
Like in the airsoft verse, like the tryhards.
Yeah,
Love that.
I know, me
Always
too.
trying hard.
Yep.
Tryhards. More brothers, Mo bros, more brothers,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Getting more. Like it's
When I
that
first met
that
you and you said, I was like, what is Mobros? Like I couldn't figure it out. And you were
yeah,
like, no, it's more this and more that. Cause then I had not seen your website, where it says all that
yeah.
stuff. Yeah, that's great, man.
Yeah. No, dude. Yeah, we gotta get you a tagline, man. We gotta
New
get you a tagline.
tagline. You're gonna be the first one to get a piece of merch from it. And
Ooh.
yeah, for real,
Ooh.
for real. You're always so anyway, I'm giving you a compliment because you're always there, you're always supportive, and I really appreciate that, man. I do.
I appreciate you, buddy. I
Yeah.
appreciate you freaking having my dumb ass on these podcasts all the time, Mark.
You're great, dude. You're
uh,
great. You're,
dude, I just love hanging with you, buddy. I
I
just
do
love it.
too. We always end up it always like the last bunch of times it's been like on a Friday night, we're just kicking back. It's a great
Dude,
I really look forward to it.
the Fridays are the best nights. It
Yeah.
really is. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think we used to do the first few, like we used to do like Wednesday nights,
Yeah.
right? And we
Uh-huh.
always try to end it short because we're like, crap, I'm gonna be up at 6 a.m. Like
I know, right? Dude, listen, I did
yeah.
I didn't plan on it, but
Yeah.
something happened yesterday where I already had 2 scheduled,
Yeah.
and I had a third one. So I did 3 podcasts yesterday, and
Woo, my
one of
boy.
them I accidentally double booked, but the time zone difference between 2 of the groups uh, worked
It
out.
worked out.
It worked out fine, but I was up until 2 a.m. I didn't get off
Oh my
the second
God.
podcast until 2 a.m. my time. It was
Oh
earlier
my
for
God.
them, and oh well, for one of them, and dude, I was like, oh, dude, and then I'm wired when I get off of these because
Oh, of course.
talking and having fun, and
Of course.
so I was up pretty damn late last night.
Oh man. Oh man.
It's
Oh,
great, and I have another one after this one tonight.
oh really?
Yeah, I think 10. Let me see, 10 o'clock,
Friday night lineup. Look at this guy.
dude.
Holy
So
crap.
I want to hit, one of my goals is to hit 400 episodes this year. And it's, like I was talking earlier, it's not about numbers and all that. It's more about, it
It's
gives
your
me something to
personal
work
goal.
towards. It is. It's a personal
You
goal.
know, it's more of a
It
personal
keeps
goal.
me, okay, this is what I'm working towards and I'm going to stick to it. Right.
Hmm. No,
So,
I totally get that. One of
yeah.
so we started, beginning of our team this year, we started with, one of our goals was to make sure we get more recruits, right? We we wanted to get at least 2 new recruits that became members this year. Um, we already accomplished that. So
That's
now,
awesome.
and we have another 4 recruits that are looking promising right now. So they might become members before the end of the year
Dude.
as well. So we might have already tripled our goal, which is
So you're going to have
amazing.
to reset some goals. Yeah.
We might have to reset some goals. We'll see what
Hmm.
happens, but it kind of plays into hey, who applies to join the team and stuff like that. But we'll
Right.
go from there. But setting personal goals, whether it be in airsoft or even in your personal life. I mean, my personal life, my life is filled with estimating. You from construction, you understand. Hey, you do X amount of dollars a year and
Yeah.
estimating projects and stuff. Um, I've already hit my goal for this year.
Yeah.
I actually hit it 2 months ago. So now I'm trying to exceed that goal by X amount of dollars. So I'm putting extra time in at work and stuff like that to be able to make that happen for me.
Nice. My
Um,
son, our youngest son, he does the same thing you do. He has the same
oh
position
really?
you're in.
Oh,
And he's
wow.
with a company now. He's been with this is his third company he's been with. He's moved up, he's
Hmm.
gone to a different company that kind of outgrew
Excellent.
where they were at.
Excellent.
So yeah, so now he's with this company called Barndo, the Barndo company, and they build
Barndo.
Barndo miniums, and they're
Ah,
beautiful, bro. And
the
they have a podcast that they just started, and I love the host is one of the owners,
oh my
and
God, this is amazing. I'm looking at their website right
yeah, look
now.
at
I
their
have
website,
it on the
dude.
second screen right
Yeah, absolutely. They are beautiful,
now.
beautiful setups.
These are beautiful. I'm checking out their
Hmm.
gallery right now. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So it is and
Wow.
the 2 owners that started it, the 2 good friends,
Yeah.
they have a great story. They tell it on their first podcast episode. They're the host of the main host of the podcast is one of the owners. He's a natural. This is what he is supposed to do, bro. Like do podcasts.
Love
Like he's
that.
great at it,
I love that.
and he's got a great radio voice. He's very relaxed. He's very well spoken, and he can articulate his, what he was trying to talk about or whatever. Whereas I fumble, I'll say 10 sentences to try to explain something. So,
I do the same thing. I do the same thing. I might come across as like a very well prepared person, but I promise you I'm really
yeah.
I'm really even in that IG live, I might have had some bullet points, but I those bullet points were like maybe like 3 or 4 words each, and I just kind of
Yeah,
wung it,
it was good.
winged it off
Well, my
that.
son does the same thing you do for that company. And then he we are planning a project in our house. So we do one usually in the summers, we do the outside projects. So the outside of the house, the yard, whatever kind of big projects. And then in the wintertime, we do the inside stuff. And this time we had some things break in the master bathroom.
Oh
So
no.
yeah, just little things here and there that I'm like, it's run down. It's one of the rooms in the house that has not been redone yet. So
Ah,
I've
that
done,
has to be redone.
oh,
It's
it's dude,
coming up
it's
on it.
yeah. So like,
Yeah.
in our house, like it has the old, all the rooms had the popcorn ceiling, which
Oh
we
really?
hated.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and just seam covers and like different cracks in the walls and stuff. When we first moved in here almost 20 years ago, the main living room, when you walk in the front door, had they had put carpet down over old like linoleum floor
Oh
and
no.
did not stretch it. They just laid it down. So
Oh no.
it
So
looked
now it's
like all
yeah.
wavy.
Oh
Okay.
man.
And then it had wallpaper in different rooms, like the trim, like the
Hmm.
border wallpaper at the top that was like from the early 80s. Okay.
Oh my
So,
goodness. I had that in
um,
my house when I moved in too. Or
isn't that
the house
crazy?
I'm renting right now. Yeah, we had the old '80s trim wallpaper at the top of the
Yes.
wall, all the way around. And
Like flowery something. And
yes, it was a
I was
flowery
like,
something. And I
oh,
asked them when I moved in. I'm just like, hey, can I like peel this off the wall? They're like, absolutely not. You're gonna ruin the wall. I'm like, well, I'm a drywall subcontractor. Can
like, you
I
know what you're
tear it off the
doing.
wall? They're like, no, you cannot. I'm like, okay then. So I just taped the seam along the entire thing, and then I painted over it. You can't even tell.
Yeah. There you go. Yep. So yeah, so this
Got some
is, uh,
renovations going on.
yeah, we're planning this. So my son, he comes over last weekend. When I do these things, I like to plan ahead. I like to plan, we have five kids, four of them live around us. They're all adults. And my youngest daughter, she can help. And also her husband has a pickup truck and he knows what to do. And so I sent out a blast message to everybody like, okay, on June 15th, we're doing this is what I want to do. I want to do demo on this day. I want to do blah, 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 blah,
Yep.
blah. I need, probably two trips, maybe two truckloads to the dump, because we're going to
Yeah,
rip
yeah.
out everything out of the bathroom, windows out of the bedroom, like everything is getting new.
Oh man, yeah, it's a whole
So
project.
we have carpet in our bedroom. We're getting rid of that. We're getting rid of the popcorn ceiling, which we've done in all the other rooms in the house. They
Hmm.
all look, fix the walls, do everything, new flooring. So yeah. Anyway, so the plumbing, there's from the water heater to that bathroom all the way to the other side of the house.
Yeah.
Uh, the water lines are the original,
Oh
and
boy.
oh, dude, we're ripping all that out. We're putting new PEX
Oh my
everywhere,
God.
everywhere, whole
I'm
place.
already calculating this in my head, and I'm just like, my
Oh yeah,
God,
I've
Hero.
got my cart full in uh in Home Depot cart,
Now I
whatever.
was gonna
It's
say that Home Depot bill is looking ooh.
I don't even have everything in there yet, and I'm already at $2,800 for.
Oh man, my man, my
So
man.
we're but I mean, it's got to be done, man. This thing is
Oh yeah,
so
for sure.
the
Sure.
tub was plastic, the fiberglass
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
holds,
Yeah.
it's original and it's cracked.
Sometimes they're like a weird color. It's like, oh, I got a
It's
blue tub,
disgusting, bro. It's gross. It's like puke. So the padding underneath wore out, it cracked, and so every time, we put a thing down in there, but it still drips a little underneath. So
Yeah.
all the subfloors coming out, all of the everything, redoing the whole thing. So
Very
yeah.
nice.
So we're doing that. My son comes over, and because he has this experience, whatever, he comes over with his iPad and he's like, okay, he's walking around. I'm like, I want to do this with this closet. I want to open up the closet door to a double door, make a double French door kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because it's a real deep, it's a wide closet
Okay.
inside, but it has one door. So you have to kind of scrunch in there to get to one end. Like it's really difficult to get to either end. So the back room I did here 6 months ago, I redid the whole room. Same thing I'm talking about. and actually had to do some stuff on the ceiling because one of the ceiling joists was like drooped down, so the ceiling was like looked like it was going to fall out. Okay, so I had to cut out a huge section of the drywall in the ceiling
Okay.
and reinforce that. I had to jack up that it was broke, it was cracked. So yeah, and the one stud or whatever. So fix that, made it all smooth, and then open up the closet door to double doors instead of single. So it worked out good.
Wow. Wow.
We're going to do all that stuff on this one. So my son's like, oh, okay, we do this, because that's what he does. He knows how to plan all this crap. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Damn, man. That's impressive.
I mean, we put the word out, and we got all of our sons have pickup trucks. My son-in-law has a pickup truck, and there's a dump, trash dump like 10 minutes away from us. So all right,
Nice,
everybody
dude.
come over and let's wreck it and then get it out of here, and then we'll start rebuilding it.
God damn.
Dude.
Ugh. Yeah, no, until I own my own house, I can't do any sort of renovations and shit like that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, if you got a decent place, sometimes renting is easier because it's
Yeah, no, the
you don't
housing
have to take
market.
care of it.
I could talk for hours about the housing market
Bro,
right now.
serious. So all three of our boys had bought their own house in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Our two daughters, they have not. My youngest one's 22. They just got married, so they're looking for a place, but they're saving up money. My oldest daughter is in Utah, and Salt Lake
Mhm.
City, Utah. The housing prices are
Really?
crazy, bro. Like
Really?
the stuff, something that would be so here. My son bought a house. It's 2,000. Let's see, 2,200 square feet, something like that. Attached garage, big yard, like 3/4 of an acre. And then it was 300 grand. Okay. That same type of setup. And by the way, he lives on a cul-de-sac. And
Really?
oh, dude, it's beautiful. That same set, it's really quiet, great location. But that same setup out in Utah, where my daughter is like 650, 700. So it's way expensive compared to here. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, no, all the houses up here, they're like 6, 7.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Woo,
yeah, no, it's up
bro.
there up here. Like it's yeah.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
I guess we're kind of spoiled. Like, I don't know. I'm ignorant to a lot
no,
of the
New
stuff
New
because in
Hampshire, the
South
New England
Carolina,
area, like
yeah,
it's up there for housing costs right now. Like it's fucking
gotcha.
crazy, dude. It's
I think
crazy.
maybe that's why a lot of people are moving to South Carolina. Jeez.
Tons of people. Tons of
Uh-huh.
people are moving down south because of fucking shit like that.
Yeah. I know somebody I was talking to the other day said they were out in California, and I said, "Man, what are gas prices out there?" He had a pickup truck. He was driving all these airsoft events, and he goes, it's like almost $6 a gallon." And I was like, "Oh, okay, it's like 286 here." So he's like, "Shut up."
Oh man.
That's crazy.
Yeah. No, it's God, what am I paying for gas right now? Like 380, I think is what.
Okay, that's not too much. It's about $1
But
difference.
I gotta pay about I gotta pay premium prices for the Lexus I'm driving around. So
Oh, right.
that is up there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that'll make a big difference.
Yeah, yeah. But
Well, what else you got, man?
what else do I got? What
What
else
else
do
you
I got?
got? You already had a lot, but I just, you're always really informative. So
I'm informative.
yeah,
Oh
you're
man.
informative. You got a lot of shit going on. You got good insight on things, and I
Yeah,
learn
I
a lot
know.
when I talk with you.
I mean, we got a new event coming up in September that I'm going to be a
Okay,
CEO for. Um, I don't know if I think you had him on the podcast, Hazard from Valkyrie Directive,
I did.
a while back. So he's actually hosting an event. His team is hosting an event at Cousins Airsoft on Long Island, New York. and he asked me to be a CO for the terrorist faction. So
Nice.
yeah, so I'm going to be doing that in, I think it's end of September, like September 28th or something like
Okay.
that. But it's called Operation Broken Arrow. The whole, I guess, storyline behind it is there is a European terrorist faction of sorts that is like terrorizing Europe or whatever, and they've never really made it over the United States, but now they do. They made it over
Mm,
the U.S. My good buddy Reaper Six, Rick Lane,
yep.
from Dogs of War Airsoft, he's going to be the CEO for the enemy team faction, the
Oh shit.
for the National Guard faction, if you will. So I'm really looking forward to this because me and Rick really get along. We're very much yin and yang and stuff whenever we do platoon leader, platoon sergeant type stuff at events. So it's going to be really interesting to see us go head to head because
Hmm.
him and I really know how each other think.
Right.
So it's just going to be a good, fun-filled event, with two guys that really get along on either side of the faction, but we're going head to head against each other.
Just go there and do opposite day. Okay. Whatever you thought
Exactly.
you were going to do, just
Yep.
make the opposite plan. Okay. And then he won't know. He won't
Exactly.
know.
No curveballs and stuff like that. But no, I'm looking to do a teaser trailer for the event coming up soon. I got a buddy of mine that's going to come over. We're going to film something. I'm going to do some edits and stuff for it, and we'll post it before the event goes out. I already got the A-OK from Hazard on the storyline for it.
Nice.
He really likes it. Don't want to reveal it yet, but
No, man, I'm looking
uh,
forward to it.
it's going to be a good time for sure.
Awesome.
The event's going to be an absolute blast. And then, was it the team's going to a Stag Ops event in October?
Okay.
Um,
A Stag
Autumn,
Ops. Is that an event coordinator?
yes, yes. So, Stag Ops Milsim is a regional event coordinator out of the New England area. I think the owner lives up in Maine. Um, they have done, I think this is going to be like their 18th, 19th year of doing events or something like
Okay.
that. They've been around
Wow.
for a very, very long time.
That's awesome.
Um, yeah, they've been around for a very, very long time. Survived through COVID and everything as well, and continue to host events to this day. Um, they're hosting an event actually this June that me and my team are going to called Clawhammer up at a field in Maine. It's a 1 day milsim type event, kind of like an introductory to milsim event type event. Um, but it's an absolute blast. We're going to go to it, have a fun time. It's rebels versus the military or something like that. So I get to wear a Hawaiian shirt all day, which I'm looking forward to.
Oh,
Uh,
that's cool, man. Oh yeah.
and then Autumn Justice is their event that they're having in October, where I think our team is going to go. We're going to dress up in multicam and go out and kind of like a recce style event, if you
Okay.
will. Right? We're out in the woods. We're taking objectives and stuff like that. Moving as a squad, as a unit. It's gonna be a good time. But
Nice. Oh yeah.
yeah, Stag Ops has been around for quite a few years. They're pretty well known up here in the Northeast area.
Okay.
I know Peanut goes to a lot of their events.
Oh, okay.
Milson Peanut.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no, he goes to a lot of their events. He's been to a lot of their events.
Yeah.
Our team has been going to, as you know, like a lot of criminal tactical stuff. We've been going to some American Mil Sims, most recently Players Wanted. But no, we figured we'd give Stag Ops a try. It's gonna be a good time.
Hell yeah.
Hell
Nice,
yeah.
dude. Well, bro, it's been great catching up again.
Hell yeah, buddy. Hell yeah, buddy. I just love you and I getting together, having a
I
couple
really do.
chats.
I do too, man. Yeah, it's really cool making friends like this too. And I mean, one of these days we'll meet in person. And
Maybe you'll have me on the podcast in person. Who knows? Maybe one of these days. I mean, I got an aunt that lives in North Carolina now.
oh, okay.
What is it? Saint something over by the beach. St. Paul's or something like that.
Okay.
Is that a thing, North Carolina?
In North Carolina? I don't know.
North Carolina or St. Paul's, North
Saint,
Carolina?
I
Saint
really,
something.
St. Elmo's Fire. Let's see. St.
Mm.
Augustine. St. Christopher.
Oh my gosh, I'm
St.
trying
Myrtle
to pull.
Beach. No,
No, not St. Myrtle Beach.
no.
You won't catch me in Myrtle Beach.
I know there's so many people that's like dirty Myrtle. I don't go to that beach. Like, dude, come on. Drink enough, you don't care anymore, okay?
Exactly, right? I can't, I can't for the life of me remember where she just moved to like a brand new freaking house
Okay,
in
let's see.
in the Carolinas. I just can't for the life of me remember. It was part of me wants to say it's
It's on
Saint
the
something.
coast.
Yeah, it's definitely on the coast.
Okay.
Oh man.
Well, let's see on
Oh, I hope she doesn't watch this podcast. Oh my god. Kill
she's
me
gonna be like,
though.
how did you forget? Let's see.
I told you where I live. The worst part is I don't remember if it's North or South Carolina.
Yeah, I don't know. I know Ocean Isle is fairly popular
Hmm.
in South Carolina. It's north of Myrtle Beach, but a lot of people go there instead of Myrtle. Let's see. But North Carolina, I don't know a whole lot of places in North Carolina as far as like on the coast and stuff. Actually, I don't think
Yeah.
I've ever been to the coast
You ever been to the coast?
on in North Carolina.
God damn,
In North
man.
Carolina. I've been to the coast in South Carolina 100 times probably, but
Dude.
Hatteras Island, I've heard of that one. That's in North Carolina.
Yeah, I can't
That's
for the life of
literally an
me.
island out there. Can't believe you can't remember. Good Lord.
I can't remember at all.
I've been the
I'm not gonna remember. When
I've
I
been
do when I do ask her again, I will let you know.
right. Well, yeah.
It part of me thinks that it was like close to what is it? Close to GTI. Like I remember looking that up. I'm looking
Oh.
up like, oh man, is it close to GTI?
Okay, so that would be down by that is are you talking about
That is
Hill? Let's see. That is South Carolina.
that is South Carolina.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you're
if it's
definitely
close.
if it's close to GTI, I mean GTI is not close to the coast, but
No, but she was
if
definitely on the coast somewhere.
yeah, if it's GTI, because GTI is well into South Carolina, like it's not close to North
Yeah,
Carolina
no, it's
at
closer.
all.
It's closer to like Augusta.
Georgia, yeah.
Yeah,
So, because Barnwell is, if you're looking at Google Maps, Barnwell is to the bottom right, maybe like the 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock setting of to Augusta compared to
yeah.
Augusta,
I keep
Georgia.
looking, and
But
I'm looking at all these cities and towns, and I'm just like, I don't recognize any of this.
yeah, Paris Island is, of course, where Marine Corps boot camp is. That's down by
I see
Hilton
Paris
Head,
Island. Yeah, I see Paris Island right there. Yeah.
yeah, Buford, and
Hmm.
um, yeah, I don't know.
I
You'll
don't
have to
know.
ask her.
I will have to ask her. I'll have to ask her, and then I'll let you know.
Absolutely.
Because
Yeah.
I am not beyond making a fun 6-hour field trip to go see my buddy up in North Carolina. That's for sure.
Hell yeah, man.
And then
Yeah,
doing
I'm
a
not.
podcast.
I'm only 3.5 hours from the coast.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, so like Charleston, to me,
Yeah.
if you're looking at Charleston,
Mm-hmm.
is 3.5. I think it takes us 3.5 hours. I'm in Simpsonville, so if you look up towards,
Simpsonville.
so you'll see Columbia, South Carolina. That's the headquarters. I mean the capital, and
Yep.
then uh, 10
I
o'clock
see you.
from there
I see you.
is Simpsonville, Greenville. So
Oh yeah,
we're in between Simpsonville and Fountain Inn if you zoom in.
you're almost closer to Atlanta than you are to
Uh-huh.
Charleston
Yep.
on the map here.
Oh,
Wow.
definitely. It takes an hour and a half to get to Atlanta Airport if there's no major traffic, and it takes 3.5 to get to Charleston.
What about Knoxville? How close
Yeah.
are you to Knoxville?
Pretty. It's like 2.5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I'm looking at your town here. I'm looking at like
Uh-huh.
all the surrounding cities and stuff. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Like
Yeah, we're an hour and a
you're
half from Charlotte.
you're living close, like where you live, like as far as like airports and stuff. It's similar to like where my wife grew up. So my wife grew up in Saranac Lake, New York.
Hmm. Never heard of that one.
Yeah, that's a yeah. Pull that up on Google. You'll be like, what the hell? That's way up in the middle of because everybody thinks of New York. They think, oh, New York City, Long
Yep,
Island, that's what
exactly.
everyone thinks. Yeah. Or even, Utica or Albany, Syracuse, No, Saranac
Uh-huh.
Lake, New York is where my wife grew up. And I've done many a trips out there to Saranac Lake.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Five
Saranac
views.
Lake is about an hour south of the border of Canada.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
And from Plattsburgh, which is the next closest city with like a you
Mm-hmm.
know small private airport, it's about an hour to an hour and 15-minute drive.
Okay. Yeah. So out here where we're at, we have Greenville Spartanburg. It's airport. It's GSP on the if you're
Mm.
looking up like flight plans or whatever. But yeah, Greenville Spartanburg is it takes from our door to there, it's about 30-minute drive. So that's the best option for us.
Mm.
The next one is Charlotte, of course. Charlotte's a hub, but Greenville Spartanburg, it's like one of those where it's big enough you can fly into it and out of it, but it's probably going to be a little more expensive on the ticket as
Mm.
opposed to Charlotte. So yeah, I'm
I'm
really
looking at
close.
right now
Hmm.
flights to Greenville, Spartanburg, loading results. Well, apparently I can fly out of Boston to here.
Okay, or is that where you're close to?
I'm about an hour north of Boston,
Mm.
but there's also airport in the town that I'm in right
Oh,
now,
okay,
or the
gotcha.
city I'm in, I guess you
Yeah.
could say. 238 bucks is what I'm looking at.
Woo! For round trip.
That's actually not bad compared to what I would pay to fly anywhere else. That's yeah,
I
about
guess it's
average.
not terrible, but I guess I'm looking at like that because that's not from me to you. It's
Flights are
probably
no longer like $100, man. They're
no,
like
I
they're
know,
like
dude.
200, 300, sometimes $600 per
Dude,
flight.
when I got a flight to when we got flights to Utah,
Hmm.
they were pretty damn cheap, man.
Really?
Yeah, it was, and that's over 2,000 miles from here to Salt Lake
Wow.
City. I think it was around the same, 220, something like that. But to go almost to the West Coast, bro, I was like, okay, I was thinking they were going to be like 500, a piece, but ended up,
No, I think I paid like what I pay. I got a trip coming up where I'm flying down to Tampa again later this July. Go
yeah,
visit family and stuff again.
nice.
And three of us are flying down there, and
Okay.
it was $1,000 for three people
For round trip tickets
round trip. Yep,
for three,
yep.
I don't think that's not bad.
It's not bad for three people.
I
No,
mean, really,
considering
from where
when
you're
for
coming
two
from?
from because I looked up for what it would cost for two people, it was $800.
Huh.
Mm,
That is not bad.
no,
I wonder how
no, and
far that is.
that's flying out of Boston, Tampa.
Okay.
If I was to fly out of where I live in Manchester, New Hampshire, it would have cost like an extra $300,
Gotcha.
which subsequently is what it's going to cost for me to park in Boston for the 5 days I'm away. So,
I know, right?
so it's
Oh,
kind
your
of like
plane
a
ticket's $200. Your
uh,
parking at the airport is 600.
yeah, exactly. It's a
God
yin and yang,
almighty.
dude. It's a
Isn't that
yin.
crazy?
I know, right? It's just like what the fuck.
Does Google Maps have a measuring tool?
Uh,
Oh, here we go. Yeah, they do. Okay.
do they?
Yeah, I
I don't
just clicked
remember.
on it. Let's see what happens. Measure. Measure. All right, click on the map. Let's see. I'm going to go from the middle of New Hampshire to Tampa. I mean, a straight line is 1,200 miles. Okay. Now let's go from where I'm at, upper left of South Carolina to Salt Lake City is, oh, not that. Oh, shit. Whoops. All right, hang on. I figured this out here. Let's see. Okay, 1,600, 1,700 miles, almost 1,700.
Damn.
I thought it was like 2,000, but yeah, okay. Interesting. That's cool. They got the tools on there now, though. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, I still have a lot of my entire Google Maps. I'm looking at it right now. My whole Google Maps, it's like plotted with airsoft fields
Let's
that
say you
I
probably
did.
have a bunch of saved like stars and saved points and
That's exactly, dude. Like, I have so many stars of airsoft fields in the Northeast that I've hit, you
right.
know, and some that I haven't hit yet, some that I haven't even hit,
Yeah.
you know, some in upstate Vermont, some in New York, a couple in Pennsylvania. Yeah, dude, all over the place, man, all over.
Hell yeah, buddy. Well, listen,
Hell
man,
yeah,
hope you have a good night. I'm about
yeah.
to jump on this other podcast. You know who it is?
That's right. You got the other one.
Yeah, it's a guy out in Washington State. Sam.
Nice.
It's his name's Sam, but he does Sam's Mobile Sharpening is what his
Sharpening.
sharpening, yeah, like he sharpens knives and
Huh.
yeah, so he'll go to a company or whatever, or go to a business or go to a restaurant and sharpen their knives for him. And
Hmm.
yeah, so
Very cool.
he's an airsofter, but
Nice.
yeah. So I can't remember who I found him from or through, or I saw him comment or post on something. And I'm always looking for,
Oh, I know you. I know you.
and you're sending people to me, man. I appreciate it. Oh, yeah, one of the guys, let's see, where's he from?
You said Washington.
Yeah, but you're one of your guys that you sent to me.
Oh, one of my guys.
I'll have to message you later and once I figure out who
Oh,
it is.
oh, was it uh, from Maine, right?
Yes.
One of my guys from Maine.
Yep. Yeah, he reached out and
He reached
we're gonna
out.
set something up
Yes, definitely.
next week. I'm gonna have him on.
Next week.
Yes,
I
sir.
I look forward to it.
All right, brother.
All
I
righty. I'll
appreciate you,
talk to you,
man.
buddy.
All right. Shout out to everybody that MattyMo shouted out. Go follow all his stuff. MattyMo, Mo Bros. I'll have all
Call
the
sign
links
Matty
down
Mo.
here. Call sign MattyMo. And shout out to the sponsors of the podcast. Jackal Tactical, go to jacktac.com, and Skirmish, go to skirmish.net. All right, brother. Have a good night, man.
See you, buddy.